Hello, I'm David. Welcome to Bear Lift Farm. You know what everybody needs is a fifth wheel hitch. Gotta do some towing. Now this bed has a gooseneck trough in it. It messes with the way you load some stuff on the bed. I don't haul any kind of pallets or freight on my truck, so it doesn't overly affect me too much. And it does make it easier to hook up, I think. You don't have to jack the trailer up as far. And I tell you, stuff rides pretty good. Little pieces of junk. I don't know. This thing had a fifth wheel hitch in it at some point in time, but the problem is the trough is 23 3/4 wide, and the standard hitch is 24 3/4. So I need to lose an inch. Oh, lordy, lordy. Get you over here a little bit closer. Why is this thing not staying up? As you notice, you're sitting on a tripod. I did actually find that. And I replaced my broken one. You know, these hitches are expensive, and I've been looking around. It seems like about the absolute cheapest is $150 to $300 for a used one. I don't know what brand this is, but it has never been used. The woman's husband died, unfortunately, and she was moving, clearing out the shop, and found this. I talked to her forever, and I said, she said, I didn't even know what it was. I said, well, I will take it. And I told her, I said, you know, I've got to modify it to fit my truck. Will you take 60 bucks? You know, I'm willing to bargain on 60 bucks because the head is worth that. She's like, absolutely, get it out of the way. And I said, cool. I said, I appreciate it. Super nice lady. Talked to her for a half hour about how cancer sucks. For those of you that don't know, I lost my mother to cancer 3 or 4 years ago. But I think I can just trim the outside of this leg, push it in, and re-weld it. And it'll slide down in there. But I can't move the whole legs because the mounting points are all, they're all right. It's just the actual width of the leg. All right, let me do a little cutting on this and see how this will, if I'll totally screw this up or if it'll do what I want it to do. not think that is hardened steel. That stuff is soft. All right, let me do some more cutting on this. I'll bring you back when I get a little bit further. What do they say? Paint makes me the welder I ain't. You know, something good to know when it comes to this. Also, Crocs were a bad choice of footwear. It'd be alright. We don't worry about details around here. You see, part of my problem is I can't see. And the shadows where I've got no depth perception really screws me up. And it gets me off on my welds. It's actually why I was never a pipe fitter. I did that for a brief period of time, but never had any luck with it. Just because I couldn't see good enough. The thing about welding, we're just a grinder away from making it look okay. I need a little sliver of metal. I've got a gap here where I cut the pieces and it bent over. I've got a small gap there that I will guarantee is too much for me to fill. You know, had I turned the welding gas on, my welds might have been just a little bit better. I'm going to re-weld the inside of these legs. I want to be sure this thing fits first. close enough for the girls I go out with. Damn, that thing's heavy. All right. Man, it irritates me, this tripod won't stay level. I guess because the phones are offset that way, it wants to fall that way. No big deal. I'm going to re-weld some of this on the back side just to be sure. Get it home, get it painted. Gotta go to town and get some pins for it. I am out of the pins. Made in China, of course. Unacceptable, sir. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Whew, it is a hot one today, man. Excuse me. Well, I forgot to get a video of it on the truck. We all know what a fifth wheel hitch looks like. But it does fit, so I got to order some pins. I spray painted it black. Like I say, the reason I did that was because I've missed a couple junk trailers, fifth wheel campers, to be precise, that I could have gotten for next to nothing had I had that hitch. I've been looking since I got the truck, or since I got this bed, because this bed is set up for one. So now that I got that set up, I'll probably never see another one for sale or for free. That's usually the way it goes. But as always, you guys be good and be safe, and we'll catch you next time. On a side note, how are the rails in the back? They are just cut and welded to the actual deck. Damn, sprung a leak on the gas can. That's real good. We'll let that thing air out before I blow up the truck bed and try to go somewhere. But yeah, they're just a couple rails that have been cut down to fit the trough, and they are welded down there. All right, see you next time.